Hey everyone, Cree here. We're doing a new video format today just because I can't be bothered to be in front of a camera. I'm actually kind of sick right now at the time of recording. But today we're going to talk about the elephant in the room of every LGS and every OTS. Well, Charlie Fuwalos. So, this card is like the bane of every budget player and like moderate player. Pretty much every player, let's be real here. Like, this card is so good. And the fact that the meta for Rage of the Abyss, even with this card, is actually a pretty good meta if you've sat down and played it, whether it be on DB or proxy testing IRL or actual testing IRL if you're about that life. However, the only issue with this meta is Fuwalos itself, purely because of the price tag. So, at the time of this recording, Fuwalos is it could be anywhere from like 130 to 140 just depending on the hour, and the fact that this thing is nearly $400 for a playset prices so many people out. And this is before you get into the fact of people grabbing like staple cards. Like you have Dominus Impulse, which is also another like $60 copy card, which is, you know, by Yu-Gi-Oh standards, that's relatively fine for a staple. Let's be real. We're all Yu-Gi-Oh players here. We've all paid premiums on cards. However, Fuwalos coming directly after Fiendsmith Engraver format with that crazy premium that I personally paid. Let's be real. We're all like that at some point, right? So after having done that, going back to back with Engravers of Fuwalos, another $100 staple, I am simply at this point in time refusing to pay the premium after just having to have paid the Fiendsmith Engraver premium for the last format. I'm not alone in this. So recently, I made a poll on Zodiac Duelist, which is a Facebook page where a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players cultivate, for those who don't know. And a total of like a little over like 400 players, right? They all voted on this poll. So we have a combined total of 228 players, which was 49% of the votes, are either not buying Fuwalos or just straight up not playing Modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Or just not playing Yu-Gi-Oh in general. Like, I didn't ask them to be specific there. 80 voters, which was like 17% of the chart, are just waiting for the price to go down enough to the point where they can buy their copies, which is like completely fair and valid. If you want to play competitively and you don't have events to go to right now, you can kind of wait it out. That's kind of the boat I'm in. I'm teetering on the scale of waiting it out or just straight up not buying it. And then the outlier here is 154 voters, which is about 34% of the votes, have either bought their copies or they pulled their copies. So while that might not be like a massive sample size of players, that's still a pretty decent field. That's like a regional field, if we're being real here. So like, despite the fact that in the modern competitive scene of Yu-Gi-Oh, you do have plenty of players who are willing to pay this premium for a stable card over and over again, you're looking at just about half or more than half of these players that are simply saying, nah, I'm good. So bottom line is, I'm sure many of the other players watching this video are in the same boat, where they're just kind of looking at Fuwalos, looking at their bank account, and whether or not they have the means to drop the money for the Fuwalos, they might be looking at it and they might be just going, I'm good. Other players might look at it and go, hey, you know what? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to play this game competitively. I'm dropping it. I'm getting it. I'm winning with it. I'm getting something back out of it, which is fine. That's cool. Me, personally, as you can see on screen right now, I'll be playing X Defiant. I'll be playing Old School RuneScape. I'll be playing Edison Time Wizard. If I feel the itch to play Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I'll just be playing either on DB or IRL with proxies. But until this card drops to like a significantly less egregious price point, especially coming right out of our previous set with the Engraver engine, like I just said, I'm just gonna embrace my other hobbies while my wallet thanks me for doing so. And honestly, if you're in the same boat, I encourage you to do the same. Because either way, it's either going to fall down in price to a point where you can say, all right, I can pick up a playset. Or, you can just take a break like I'm going to be doing. Well, until obviously the price point drop happens. Or until it eventually gets reprinted. Like, I was joking with some of the guys on Team Interstellar. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to wait for this card to drop a little bit lower. And then somebody said, so what, you're just going to wait until it's the 2025 Megatons? I'm like, yeah. If I'm being real, I'm looking at that price point. I'm thinking, I don't need to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. I don't need to play Modern. There's other ways to have fun, both in Yu-Gi-Oh! And in other hobbies. So with that being said, everyone, like the video if you found today's content entertaining or insightful, or if you just enjoyed the commentary. Subscribe if you have not already, and until next time, have a good time.
Almost done for a $1 win. It appears we are losing B. Zone is contested. Help! Medic! Ultra ready. New weapon. How fun! That's a win. Maybe when this is over.